For the longest time, I was convinced that changing my life had to be this huge, painful process. I thought that to get a different result, I had to become a totally different person overnight. I'd set these massive world-changing goals, go Ellen with this punishing intensity for about a week. And then, like clockwork, I'd burn out. I'd crash hard and fall right back into my old patterns, feeling even more defeated than when I started. I was trying to reinvent myself overnight to become a completely different person. And that's a really high standard to hold yourself to. It sets you up for failure. It creates this pressure that's almost impossible to maintain. This is the core idea behind compounding improvements, a concept James Clear popularized in his book Atomic Habits. The math is both simple and staggering. If you get just 1% better at something each day, by the end of 1 year, you won't be 365% better. So for the past year, I've started my mornings with a 5-minute review. For the first minute, I reflect on yesterday, thinking about what went well and what was challenging. It's not about beating myself up, but we're all busy. So dedicate just 5 minutes a day to learning something new. Read an article, watch a video. Gratitude can shift your perspective from what you lack to what you have. Each evening, write down one thing you're grateful for from the day. It's a simple habit that can have a profound impact on your happiness and well-being. Or listen to a podcast. Keep your mind sharp and expand your knowledge. It's about learning. Next, I set 3 achievable goals for the day. Finally, I visualize myself accomplishing those tasks. This simple ritual sets the tone for my day, helping me stay focused and motivated. Winding down with a consistent routine can improve your sleep and set you up for the next day. The power to change your life is within your grasp. It's not in some distant future event. It's in the small, seemingly insignificant moments of every day. It's in the choices you make today that will determine who you become tomorrow. So choose wisely. Choose progress over perfection. Choose consistency over intensity. And choose these tiny habits that compound into real, lasting change. Because remember, greatness isn't built in a day. It's cultivated in moments, day after day. But we all know that knowledge alone won't change your life unless you put it into action. So let's tackle that. How do you actually start implementing these tiny habits into your life? Spend a few minutes jotting down any thoughts or worries. Then preview your calendar for the next day. It's a small habit with big benefits. You'll be nearly 37 times better than when you started. Think about that. 37 times better. That's why I challenge you to start with just one push-up. Choose one habit that resonates with you and start there. Next, commit to it for 14 days. Research shows that it takes about 2 weeks to form a new habit. Stick with it through the good days and the bad. And remember, consistency is key. It's not about perfection. Finally, be patient. Give yourself time to build the habit. Don't get discouraged if you miss a day or two. Just get back on track as soon as you can. Yes, just one. Make it ridiculously easy to do. If you can only manage one push-up, that's fine. It's still a win. More often than not, once I start, I'll find myself doing more. Consistency is key. Even on the toughest days, aim for one push-up and watch how it compounds over time. It's like a tiny snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small. You can barely see it. But as it keeps rolling, it picks up more snow, gaining size and speed until it's an unstoppable force. That's the compound effect. In the beginning, the difference between improving by 1% and getting 1% worse is almost unnoticeable. But over time, those tiny trajectories create a massive gap between who you are and who you could become. This is the secret I had to learn the hard way. Success isn't the product of a once-in-a-lifetime transformation, but of small, daily habits. It's about falling in love with the process and just showing up, even when it feels boring. But it turns out I had it all wrong. It's the real key, the secret that actually moved the needle on my confidence. I know the theory. What are the actual habits? What are the small actions that can make a big difference in my life? Let me break down 5 tiny habits that changed my life and how you can integrate them into your routines. And my productivity didn't come from some monumental push. It came from the complete opposite. It came from the smallest, simplest daily actions. Actions so small, they felt almost silly at the time. In this video, I'm going to share the simple daily habits that felt like nothing at first, but ended up changing everything. And hey, if you find value in these videos and the ideas that help you make real, lasting change in your life, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Here we're all about helping you level up in life, all while keeping things real and actionable. All right, let's dive in. We set these big goals. Maybe it's losing weight, writing a book, becoming more confident. And we go after it with everything we've got for a bit, right? You see, we all have this idea in our heads that for progress to count, it has to be visible and immediate. We want the overnight success story, the dramatic transformation. We think about losing 30 pounds, not 1 pound. We dream of writing a book, not just a single sentence. This go big or go home mentality is the very thing that keeps so many of us stuck. The sheer scale of our ambitions is overwhelming, and that feeling is a fast track to procrastination and eventually just giving up. We feel excited, motivated, I can do this, I'm unstoppable. And then, inevitably, reality hits. We get tired, we get bored, we run into obstacles, and bam, we quit. We abandon the goals that we were so sure would change our lives. Okay, so let's face it, we've all been there. And the reason I kept failing, I realized, is because I was approaching change all wrong. Instead, what if we flipped the script? What if we started with tiny, manageable steps? Enter the power of 1%. But what if the path to massive change wasn't a giant leap, but a series of tiny steps? So now you're probably wondering, great. Habit 1. The 5-minute morning review. Starting your day with a clear plan can make all the difference. Habit 2. The too small to fail physical win. Committing to daily exercise is great, but actually following through can be tough. Habit 3. 5 minutes of just-in-time learning. In today's world, it's essential to keep learning. Habit 4. The daily gratitude entry. Habit 5. The evening shutdown ritual. Now I know you're probably thinking, yeah, great advice. Well, the first step is to pick one. Don't try to boil the ocean. Finally, I want to leave you with this.